Hello, my name is Lula Cooley, Director for the City of Laurel, Mississippi, Hometown Mississippi Retirement Program. Thank you for allowing us a few minutes to tell you about a wonderful little city that we're so proud of. Our community profile includes the best in housing prices ranging from $6,000 to $400,000. Our health services include one of the largest, most up-to-date hospitals in the state. We brag that crime rate is only low minor crimes and less than 10% major crime in Laurel. We have a very effective emergency response system, and a level 5 fire rating designates the lowest homeowners insurance rate. We have all types of restaurants offering the best food in the world with all your favorite Southern cuisine. We have it all right here in Laurel, including a booming shopping mall and exciting specialty shops throughout the city. Recreation includes indoor-outdoor pools, miles of walking tracks, golf, and a variety of special activities for seniors and retirees at our newly built senior center that's open 5 days a week. There are countless continuing education and volunteer opportunities we know you will enjoy. There's so many things we are proud of in Laurel. Coming up are just an example of what we're referring to. Take a look at some of the African American History Trail in Laurel.
Mary Leontyne Price was born February 10, 1927, in a working-class African-American neighborhood on Laurel's fast-growing Southside community. Given a piano at an early age, she became an accomplished pianist under the tutelage of Mrs. Hattie V.J. McInnes, a music teacher for Oak Park who had once performed internationally with the famed Carl Orff Singers. A Girl Called Teen performed in both St. Paul United Methodist Church Choir and the superb McInnes-directed Oak Park Singers that were perennial winners in the state choral competition. The Price home has been preserved in its original location and contains memorabilia from her childhood, formative, and early career years. While at Wilberforce College in Xenia, Ohio, Leontyne came under the patronage of the legendary Paul Robeson, actor, civil rights activist, humanitarian, and one of the great voices of the 20th century. Robeson gave concerts to raise money for her education at one of the world's finest universities, the Juilliard School of Music in New York City. In January of 1961, Leontyne Price held her Metropolitan Opera debut, where her performance of Verdi Trovatore was followed by a 42-minute ovation, accompanied by cries of Price, Price. In 24 seasons at the Met, Leontyne Price sang 201 performances in 16 different roles. Miss Price said, "It has been exhilarating, the most exhilarating experience of my life." In October of 2001, Leontyne came out of retirement to sing at Carnegie Hall at a memorial concert for the victims of the September the 11th terrorist attack. She sang one of her favorite spirituals, "This Little Light of Mine," and followed by an unaccompanied "God Bless America," capping the anthem with the perfectly pitched high B flat. Ralph Boston. Boston Park, located on Queensburg Avenue in South Laurel, is named in honor of world and Olympic champion Ralph Boston and the Boston family. The man called Hawkeye was born in Laurel on May 9, 1939, and became one of America's finest and most versatile athletes. In 1956, as a junior, he set the National High School 160-yard low hurdles record, and as a quarterback, he led the powerful Oak Park High School football team to back-to-back state championship, 1955 and 1956. In 1960, the internationally acclaimed Boston set both Olympic and world records in the long jump, and in 1961 became the first 27-foot long jumper in history. Boston also excelled in both low and high hurdles, the high jump, and the triple jump. Ralph Boston, a three-time Olympian, won gold, silver, and bronze medals in the 1960, 64, and 68 Olympics, respectively. Ralph Hawkeye Boston was the first athlete to be inducted into the National Olympic Hall of Fame. Oak Park Vocational High School. Oak Park Vocational High School was founded by Laurel's pioneer and preeminent lumberman Wallace B. Rogers and was designed and constructed by Roots and Hollister, Chicago landscape and architects. The school was given its name by Alice Rogers, W.B. Rogers' sister, who resided in Oak Park, Illinois. It was modeled after the famed Tuskegee Institute of Alabama in the development of the head, the heart, and the hands. Oak Park was chartered in 1928 and began operating as an A-rated high school with 325 students and 10 teachers on a spacious 240-acre plot with an array of 8 buildings, all painted gray and white. Oak Park was a boarding school and the first A-rated high school for blacks in southeast Mississippi and maintained that rating throughout its 42-year history as a high school. In February of 1957, a fire of unknown origin destroyed Oak Park's main academic building and administrative offices. Other campus buildings were modified into classrooms, partitioned, and classes resumed after a one-day break. In 1959, a new academic building was completed and went into operation. It was a state-of-the-art $1 million structure that included a gymnasium with other new structures such as a new football stadium and regulation track course. In 1966, 38 years after its inception, Oak Park received regional accreditation from the Florida-based Southern Association of Colleges and Secondary Schools. Among Oak Park's outstanding graduates are Leontyne Price, Metropolitan Opera star and class of 1944, George Baker Price, Brigadier General and Mississippi's first African-American general, class of 1947, Ralph Harold Boston, world and Olympic champion, class of 1957, and Dr. Deborah Hyde, neurosurgeon, class of 1963. And that is to only name a few. The historic Oak Park Vocational High School closed in 1970 due to court order integration of schools. It had graduated 2,243 students and had been enriched by its credo of service and academic excellence and its college life atmosphere. The National Oak Park High School Alumni Association, chartered in 1976, holds a biennial reunion which brings alumnus and friends back to the expansive campus from all over America and the world. Cleveland Payne, class of 1957, and author of Oak Park Story, wrote, "Because the Oak Park experience is a local story, it has immediacy. Because it is Southern, it is uniquely American. Because it is infused with Northern sentimentality, it is an international flavor of American enterprise and American culture." Oak Park incorporates much that was good about Western man and Western civilization. At its best, the school was the embodiment of the statement that human values and human progress can be enhanced and advanced through human institutions. National Oak Park High School Alumni Building. The National Oak Park High School Alumni Headquarters building was constructed in 1928 as a combination dining room, principal home, and was part of a complex of 8 original buildings, commissioned by W.B. Rogers and designed by Roots and Hollister Landscape and Architects of Chicago, Illinois. In time, the dining room was converted into a band room. It is located directly in back of the rebuilt Oak Park High School Academic and Administrative Offices building, and it is currently occupied as Oak Park Elementary School from 1971 till present. For a full generation, the building was home to Professor Leander T. Ellis Principal, 1932 to 1966. His wife, Regina Jackson Ellis, a teacher, and their 4 children, Marcella Ellis Upton, Dr. Leander T. Ellis Jr., Dr. Gerald L. Ellis, and Ellen Ellis Lee. The Ellis family professional background is a striking example of an American family success story that includes education, medicine, and the cultural arts. The Ellis family members returned home during the biennial Oak Park reunion and proudly and nostalgically offer personal reflections of their life and experiences on a spacious and magnificent campus that was their own special place called home. The original building and principal home served as the official headquarters for the National Oak Park High School Alumni Association for many years. The Alumni Association became the sole owners of the property at the 15 biennial 28-year silver anniversary in 2004 and currently is the home of the Oak Park High School Hall of Fame. In 2010, the association held its 18th biennial reunion. The alumnus building was in its 82nd year of service to the Laurel community. Allen Chapel. Laurel's first black religious gathering took place in 1892 when Laurel was merely a hamlet of 200 people and was affiliated with the African Methodist Church in Ellisville. In 1899, Reverend D.K. Turner of Ellisville Mission organized the church and Sunday school and was successful in getting the Eastman Gardner Lumber Company to construct a house of worship in the Kingston community. The church took the name of Allen Chapel in honor of Bishop Richard Allen, founder of the African Methodist Episcopal denomination. Reverend D.K. Turner became the founding pastor. St. Elmo Missionary Baptist Church. St. Elmo, the original First Baptist Church of Laurel, was organized in 1895 with 9 chartered members, including the Venerable Ed Hubbard, head sawyer at the Eastern Gardner Lumber Company. Hubbard was highlighted, complete with photograph, in a 1902 Laurel Chronicle article as a striking example of individual success among the colored citizens of Laurel. Early impact pastors include Nelson Carter, 1901 to 1935, and I.S. Pettis, 1935 to 1944. In 1945, the Reverend Eddie Barnes began his tenure and quickly instituted a building program that was completed on November 9, 1947. On that date, the church held a symbolic march from the Sandy Gavin School, where they held services for 2 years, into the new church structure. Reverend Barnes preached the entering service. The guest minister was Reverend James Parrish, pastor of the White First Baptist Church of Laurel, who preached the evening service. The esteemed Reverend Eddie Barnes was serving as president of the prestigious Mississippi State Baptist Convention until his death in May of 1957. Throughout the 20th century, St. Elmo, on Laurel's populous Southside community, was historically the largest of Laurel's black churches. St. Paul United Methodist Church. St. Paul is Laurel's second oldest church, was organized in 1896 and located south of downtown Laurel in a section of Eastman Gardner Company House called the Red Line. Its first pastor was Reverend D.F. Dudley. In 1911, under the pastorate of Reverend Orion Jones, an impressive new church structure was built on East Jefferson Street in the shadow of the new and impressive gleaming white 2-story Southside School that was described to be the pride of the countryside. 2 of St. Paul's cherished members were James and Kate Price, parents of opera star Leontyne Price and Army retired Brigadier General George Baker Price. Successful tenures at St. Paul included the pastorate of Reverend T.J. Howard, who spearheaded a major building program. This program continued under the superb leadership of Reverend Henry Clay Jr., who advanced and enhanced the mission work of the church. In 1962, St. Paul United Methodists held a symbolic entering program for the elegant new church structure. In 1968, Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. spoke before an overflow audience at St. Paul 2 weeks before his assassination in Memphis, Tennessee.